What's your passion? What's your purpose? What's your dream for your community? Many times we have seen in our history, generous people have done phenomenal things. Michael and Sarah Benham created the Benham Foundation, West Virginia natives that lived in Pittsburgh. But they were intentional in saying, we want 2/3 of our foundation to benefit West Virginia.
To be able to give back and make a difference in that community is so important, and I don't think people realize the impact it has to that community if they leave part of their wealth to that community, or if during their lifetime they use the Community Foundation to do something to improve the quality of life within their community.
Well, I think the Community Foundation really is a great vehicle for people in our communities to come together and to build funds that will benefit the community over the long term. So it provides that vehicle that's ready and there for people who care about the community to do something that will support the community for the long term, because the funds that a community foundation manages are long-term funds, and really that it can be that rallying place where people come together and say, we want to make sure our community has what it needs for the long term, and we can do that through the Community Foundation.
But you don't have to have millions and millions of dollars to be intentional in West Virginia. And being intentional is saying, I will do my part to invest in a permanent way at least 5% of my estate through my community foundation. Give to all the other charities you want to, but include your community foundation in that. Because when you create that fund, you're not just giving $10,000 or $100,000 or $1 million. That fund will continue to invest over and over again. That intentionality of that has the most tremendous impact, because over time, your fund can give out more over 20 or 50 years than you ever gave to it initially. It's the gift that keeps on giving. And when you think about it in a long-term fashion in West Virginia, we're so committed and rooted in our communities. Don't you want to have the legacy of your name to be attached to something that has not just an impact in your lifetime, but the intentional component of all of the years post, hundreds of years past?
The Community Foundation has a unique opportunity in the area to enable donors of all wealth and all ages to give back to their community. It can be in small, very meaningful ways. It can be much more broadly focused, like something like education. And it also can be for people who have once lived in the community. They've left their heart there, but they've moved on. And they can give money back to their community for something that meant something to them and their families. And it's a wonderful way to, one, leave a legacy to the community, or to be building a legacy for the generations that come. And it's also a way for people to improve their community in ways that you don't necessarily measure in the normal way, but are things that when you look at the picture of your community, all of a sudden it's better because of that gift.